Blastoff complete. Apogee kick complete. Orbit steady.
Driver spinning down. Jump was smooth as butter.
Lack of love.
Oh, whoops. Sorry everyone,
Textbook
wrong
there.
button.
We're free.
Press the wrong button up here in the cockpit. Second time's the charm.
Airlock integrity looks good.
Board.
You know, I've always wondered, if someone made a mess on this station, would anyone even notice?
So there I am. You see security on my tail and my grab. You know what I find back
We may not have official security on the key, but we're always looking out for traitors.
Ship service, anything ship related, you're at the right place. Sure. Take care of your ship, she'll take care of you.
Yeah.
You might find a deal or two
Just
here.
gotten a new ship.
If you...
Yeah, I've got a creation club we get where there's a legendary vendors. So I'm not sure if I really want this or not. Cause it kind of gets rid of the need to like go on planets and explore and fight bad guys and whatnot. You just buy the stuff you get, but pretty much never get anything good anyway. I don't really need this anymore because I've got the katana. More damage anyway. I don't care. I would so pay for a Crashing Club mod where you can sell all your miscellaneous all at once. I do not care. I need to go to the eye.
You can overlook the spatters of blood covering all the stolen goods, of course.
You're making us look bad.
All
doing
right,
all
make
these
it quick.
missions.
This
Slow
better be
down,
worth.
let the- Rest of us get a taste.
We're done here? Great.
Rook?
The right protect. Now you buy from me the right gear.
Oh, mechanized. I need that.
I'm here if you need me.
All right, Jazz. What do you got?
According to the latest, the comm spike is being developed at UC Star Station SY-920. Location undisclosed.
Fantastic. So how do we disclose it?
We could lean on your smuggling contact. Call in that favor. You know who I mean.
Our friend on Jemison. Nice one, Jazz. I'll make the arrangements. All right, Rook. Next stop, New Atlantis. Your connection is Juan Dayu. She's got most of the premium UC smuggling routes locked down tight. If you don't piss her off, she should be able to sneak you past SY-920's security.
Just remember to count your fingers after you shake hands with her.
Don't worry. We know how to deal with her type.
Should I expect any trouble?
You're in the fleet. You should always expect trouble. As far as Juan goes, even though she's one of our newer contacts, you shouldn't have any problems dealing with her.
Sounds like she'll be useful.
I sure hope so. 'Cause she might be our only crack at finding a decent decryption device. Once Juan gets you past the guard dogs, it's gonna be on you to locate the comm spike. According to the data we have, it's in the prototype phase, meaning there should only be a single device aboard the station.
Basically, you break it, you bought it.
If it's in the prototype phase, how do we know it even is going to work?
We paid good money for the information, so I'm sure it works. And if it doesn't, a certain source at Mast is going to have to deal with a very pissed off Neva. And that would be the end of that. You just bring the tech here, I'll do the rest.
Oh, and one more thing. SY-920 is a UC military installation. That means it's guarded by heavily armed troops. And we both know those idiots don't mess around. If you intend to turn the place into a shooting gallery, you might want to be sure you're hauling an arsenal, because you're gonna need it.
Understood.
Perfect. That's what I like to hear. Okay, so I'm gonna arrange a meeting with Juan at Kay's place in the well. In the meantime, I'll make sure Jazz comes up with a solution to the electromagnetic atmosphere problem at Bannock 4.
Oh, okay. You'll make sure. More like, get drunk while Jazz does all the hard work. Typical.
Privileges of rank, my darling. We'll discuss it a little later. And you, get the hell out of here. And don't come back without that comm spike in your cargo bay.
If Juan asks why we need the comm spike, what do I tell her?
I'm gonna leave that up to you, Rook. If you get into deep trouble and you think bringing her into the fold is gonna make the difference, tell her whatever you want. At some point, Delgado's gonna be promising everyone their cut of Crix's legacy. If we want him to stick with the fleet, it's inevitable. But until the money's within reach, the less people that know, the better. We'll talk later.
Hell of a city, isn't it? There's nowhere else like it in the galaxy.
really want to get the Crimson Fleet faction over and done with so I can start fighting them and not have to worry about fucking bounties with them.
They say never hire a man when a machine can do it for free. But down here, people can't afford the machine.
I take it you're Neva's new recruit?
I may be new, but I got plans.
Don't we all? Let's try not to be each other's wrenches. SY-920 is one of my regular stops, so I already have the necessary approvals. Neva says you're after a piece of UC tech. So to get it, we're going to need to get you on board. I can do that, but I have conditions.
Let's hear them.
Good. If I can be candid, for this job to work, we'll have to do this my way. We take my ship, and you're a member of my crew. But make no mistake, once you board, the risk is entirely yours. This route is highly lucrative, and sacrificing it is not an option.
There's more at stake than just your route.
There's more at stake than just your route. We're determined to get on that station, with or without your help.
I realize this is important to Delgado. I also know he would just as soon kill me to get what he's after. I'm simply setting boundaries to help protect my interests, while still serving Delgado's. In any case, when you're ready, meet me at my ship. It's the Jade Swan. And make sure you're prepared for the long haul. Once you're on board SY-920, you can't come and go as you please.
How much do you know about the job?
Only what I've been told. Get you on the SY-920, get you out if I can. That being said, I can be a better guide if I know what it is we're after. So, it's up to you.
Delgado wants the ComSpike, a signal decryption device.
Interesting. When we get to the station, I'll see if I can pull any information on its whereabouts. Hopefully that'll make for a smoother trip.
What else do you know about the ComSpike?
Less than you. And even if I did, I'm a smuggler, not a scientist. But if Delgado's after it, then I have a feeling there's a pile of credits waiting at the end of this job. So we better do it right.
That or a bullet.
We'll talk more on the ship.
They say they don't need a programmer on board, but their shipboard system literally uses quantum synergy software.
The scan is perfectly safe. Please keep...
Pretty decent looking shaped ship.
As long as the credits keep rolling in.
Always looking for the next mark.
Yes? What? All right, a few things to note. When we get to the checkpoint, UC military will be hailing us. Let me do the talking. Pretend you're a piece of cargo if you have to.
Shouldn't be a problem.
Of course, I don't expect it to be.
Rest assured, Delgado put us on this job for a reason. We're professionals.
Well, that might say more about the rest of his goons than it does you, but point taken. Now, like I said before, once we take off, there's no turning back until this job is done. If you need to take care of anything before we leave, do it. If you want to ask me any other questions, go for it.
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right, then get comfortable. We leave for SY-920 immediately.
All crew prepare for takeoff. Routing power to engine and grav drive. All systems go.
We'll grav jump the SY-920 from here. Don't worry about your personal ship. The fleet will make sure it's secure. You can take this time to prepare. Just try not to bother my pilot while they're flying.
Don't worry, Captain. I've spent half my life walking and chewing gum at the same time. I can handle a little banter.
Sounds like you're putting in a request for double duty.
Captain, I retract my earlier statement. For the record, I don't even like gum.
Noted. Just get us there safe.
Roger that. Hello.
You've entered secure UC military space. Identify yourself or you will be considered hostile.
This is Captain Huan Daiyu, cargo class ship ID UC-793A, requesting permission to dock.
Identity confirmed. Prepare your ship for scanning. You're cleared to dock at docking bay 2.
Looks like we're clear. We'll talk more once we're docked. Okay, we're in. First things first. The station is enormous, with checkpoints everywhere. To get past them, you'll need a military uniform. And to get a uniform, you'll need to get to the barracks. There should be a way through the vents. You can get to them via the maintenance store downstairs. There's an intercom there as well, where we can make contact. Once you get a uniform, it should be fairly easy to find an elevator to the command bay. But if at any point your cover's blown, I'm gone.
Hope you got that grav drive ready then.
Very funny. But if you do get into trouble, try and use that quick wit to your advantage. Either way, for now, get on that station and find that intercom. We'll talk more then.
With the Jade Swan. Loading and unloading only. Stay clear of the military barracks. Cargo haulers are restricted to the cargo bay.
I'm in the cargo bay, just checking in.
And you found the intercom. That's a start. If I'm not mistaken, the maintenance door should be in front of you. If you can find a way to open it, it'll get you past the first checkpoint.
There's a lot of ways to get through a locked door.
Right. Pick a lock or pick a pocket. Shouldn't be too hard for a Crimson Fleet pirate to pull off. Anyway, the door will let you access the vents. Go up the vents and to the barracks. You should find a uniform there. The uniform should get you through the checkpoint and to the elevators. We'll talk again once you get to the command bay.
You seen Elijah?
Probably downstairs searching for his maintenance key.
I feel sorry for the guy. He'd lose his own thumb if it weren't attached to the knuckle.
I mean, honestly, are we sure he hasn't lost that too?
Max acting up again. Not gonna forget that fighting twice.
Yeah.
We've got a shipment. Drop it off.
Nice bit of work there.
Come on, I actually need to try and level up my pickpocketing stuff as well. I need to do the challenge thingy. Level it up.
Yeah.
That's not yours. Leave it be.
Zyremi.
State your business.
I need to report to the command bay for duty.
Logging ensign level clearance. Go on ahead. Your friend there have the same clearance?
Our commanding officer sent us both, so yes.
Then you're both good to go.
This is Captain Huan Daiyu.
I've made it to the commander bay.
Good. And no alarms or warnings on the comms. Music to my ears. If you found a uniform, be sure to put it on. That'll provide some cover. I've hacked into the database, and it seems information on the comm spike is in the archives. There's a checkpoint you'll have to pass, which requires a clearance code.
Plenty of options, to be sure. We just need to choose the one that plays to our strengths.
Right. If you know yourself, you'll know the best path forward. If the two of you plan on using a disguise, try the security office. Otherwise, there's always a way around. Going dark for now. We'll talk again once you've located the comm spike.
You headed down to the engineering bay? Well, you better hurry. You know what they say, Marine. If you're 15 minutes early...
Need your clearance code, Marine.
Must have gotten turned around.
I'll say. You might want to track down your commanding officer and have him clarify your post. Maybe they'll draw you a map. If you aren't assigned to this level, Ensign, you need to leave.
You lost, Ensign?
Need your clearance code, Marine.
I've got a code.
All right, Ensign, let's hear it. You're clear, Ensign Zyremi. I assume the two of you are together?
We're from the same unit, yes?
Then you're both clear.
Commander Natara, test flights for the latest prototypes are ready to go.
Acknowledged, Lieutenant.
I don't recognize your faces.
For elevator.
How are the tests for the comm spike going?
Dr. Vogel has put in a request for more personnel. It seems there was an accident. Not to change the subject, but are we concerned about the potential leaks?
No. Until you can provide more substantial proof, we'll simply monitor the situation at the cargo bay. For now, I've recommended to Dr. Vogel to contact me immediately if he identifies any suspicious behavior.
Dai Yu here. Cargo's almost unloaded. We'll be departing shortly.
But I'm your cargo.
You are, and I've delivered you just as Delgado asked. That being said, I can stay in orbit for a short while. I'll need to send word to Delgado anyway, if you don't get off that station. But it looks like you'll need to find your own way off the ship. That doesn't mean you're trapped. On a station this big, there are bound to be other vessels you can steal. As a member of the Crimson Fleet, I trust you can handle that.
I've made it this far. I can sneak my way off.
You've made it this far without engaging in combat. I trust you'll have no issues moving further. It was an honor to work with a true professional. Good luck. If you manage to get the comm spike and make it out alive, next time you're at the Nova, I'll buy you a drink.
Yes?
I've heard the team is looking for more test pilots.
Yes, if you have experience flying, you should talk to Dr. Vogel.
I don't know. I've flown a Discovery class, but I'm not. Test pilots only beyond this point.
Where do I get authorization?
All authorizations, and complaints for that matter, go through Dr. Vogel and Commander Natara.
intercepting transponder data in the Alpha system might be promising. According to autocorrelation models, results in risk increased by a magnitude of 2. But we won't tell Commander Natar. What she doesn't know won't kill her. Wait, who are you? Why are you in here? Did you not see the sign?
Are you the person in charge of Project UCE-86?
Oh, yes. I've been studying decryption of all types for quite a long time. Probably since before you took your first crab jump. Signal protocol, quantum ratchet symmetry, interleaving data extrapolation. You name it, I've lectured on it. I've probably forgotten half of it, but I definitely knew it once.
I'm doing a routine check of the comm spike. I need access to the device.
Don't you mean access to the ship? Because the comm spike isn't a device, it's a module. It's attached to a prototype in one of our docking ports. We're still in the testing phase, running decryptions across a variety of signal types, but the results so far have been very promising. It can even interpolate signal data lost in the retrieval. It really is a wondrous technology.
Decryption on that level has vast military applications. No wonder the UC is interested in it.
Yes, it's not quite cracking the Enigma code, but it will give us a significant tactical advantage. We'll be able to infer everything from battle plans to meal consumption. Not that we'd care about that sort of thing, outside of the effects of diet on combat readiness. And yes, there are certain kinks to be worked out, missing parts and the occasional traumatic injury here and there, but it's all part of the adventure.
I'd be a good pilot. I love adventure.
Yes, it's not the destination, but the journey that matters. Particularly when the destination is death. But don't worry. We've corrected the problem with the ship's life support systems, and statistical models show a failure rate of less than 2%. In short, I've requested a full squadron of these brave and fearless Marines to be transferred to the station. They'll give the prototype a final run, and provided there are minimal casualties, we can present our findings to MAST.
I'm one of those new test pilots, actually.
Splendid. That was fast. I thought I put in the request this morning. Normally my requests aren't given this much attention, let alone haste. It seems a tad suspicious.
If I weren't a pilot, I wouldn't have gotten past all these checkpoints.
True. And Commander Natara's checkpoints are very thorough. Too thorough, if you ask me, not that anyone does.
Trust your instincts. I walk like a pilot and I talk like a pilot. Ergo, I'm a pilot.
But are you a UC pilot? That's the question. They tend to look the same as Freestar pilots or even House Varun pilots. Minus the face tattoos.
Somebody really high up called in a favor.
Really? And then maybe all of my pestering has finally paid off. All right, you've convinced me. You're the new test pilot. You'll need a uniform and a terminal password to authorize a flight and get past Natara's cumbersome checkpoints. The uniform you can get in the locker room area, the password you get from me. You'll find the prototype ship at Docking Bay 8. Use the password to access the flight terminals in the control center. And of course, best of luck. You are doing science a great service by undertaking this sacrifice.
I think you need to get rid of some of that gear.
Yes?
Excuse me?
Prototype ship, you are not cleared for takeoff. What's going on over there?
Unauthorized launch from engineering. All ships, secure the prototype. All arms online, let's dance.
Grav drive spinning down. Systems green.
Seals are good, air pressure good. Yeah, we're docked.
It's difficult to resist, but try not to pick any fights while we're here.
Well, well, well. Welcome back, Rook. Looks like you got a new toy for me. Go on in and give everyone the lowdown. We'll take care of things from here. That's a real nice ship you brought in. I can't wait to tinker with it.
Head on in. We'll take the ship to another port so Jazz can have a look.
What kind of name is SysDef anyway?
So there I am. You see security on my tail and my grab drive.
I don't know about you, but I think the welcome sign really lends itself to the alluring charm of this star station.
Shinya says you've been tearing up the mission boards.
Nice to know Neva was right about you. It's good to have a promising rookie with the fleet.
Rabbit got the gun.
I couldn't have done it without you.
I won't deny I helped. Let's hope the compensation reflects that, huh? Anyway, I believe I owe you a drink. It's the last time I'm paying, of course. Because if Delgado's right about Crix's legacy, you've earned more than your fair share already with that comm spike.
Crix's legacy is as good as ours.
Sounds like you're on board as a true believer. I have to admit, the way things are going, I'm starting to believe myself.
Discovering Crix's legacy would solve one of the settled system's great mysteries. Oh, I'm as curious and excited as anyone to see what we'll find.
Anyway, I've kept you long enough. Now that you've had your drink and my debt is paid, it's time for you to give Delgado the good news.
As long as you put the fleet first.
Well, isn't... Look at the state of this place. It's amazing the key is still in one piece.
Jasmine tells me that you not only brought us the comm spike, but an entire prototype UC ship. I'm impressed, Rook. Very impressed.
The comm spark was built directly into the ship, so I didn't have much of a choice.
Should have taken the compliment, Rook. Dale doesn't give those out often. Juan gave us the full rundown of your little smash and grab operation. She gave you some really high praise. Said you were a pro.
And from what I hear, receiving praise from Juan Dayu is quite an accomplishment. All in all, a job well done. Now, on to the business at hand. Jasmine, are you there?
Yep, I'm here, boss. What's up?
How's it going?
I already have 2 of my crew tearing the ship apart from one end to the other. Comm spike shouldn't be too tough to extract. I'm looking forward to seeing what those UC techs have been up to.
Keep me posted. All right. That leaves our electromagnetic atmosphere problem. and I think we've discovered a solution. There's a corporation in the city of Neon called Generdyne. They're responsible for the massive conduction grid that powers the city. We get our hands on their electrical absorption tech, and Jasmine swears she can tame it to handle Bannock 4.
What's the conduction grid?
It's the giant shroud that covers the entire city. Big ugly thing that Generdyne uses to absorb lightning strikes. When you arrive in Neon, I'm sure your contact will fill you in with all the boring details.
I'm sticking my neck out there based on a guess.
It's all we got. Now you are part of this job, so deal with it. Besides, I've learned never to question Jasmine's talent.
I have faith that Jazz can get that tech to work.
You damn right she can. My girl can piece together a jump engine with her eyes shut. Literally, I've seen her do it. Lost good money on that bet.
All right, let's not get carried away, neighbor. Now, why don't you give us the info on our Neon contact?
You get to meet up with the lovely Estelle Vincent. She's had her deft little fingers on the pulse of Neon for some time now. Whatever info you need, I guarantee she can get.
Estelle is one of the most reliable captains we have in the fleet. If I want something done, there's none of the typical bullshit. It gets done, and afterward, we all split the cash.
I'm sure we'll get along just fine.
No. There is no getting along here. You are going to do everything she asks. Follow her instructions to the letter. She is valuable to the fleet. You piss her off and we lose her as a contact, you're going to be answering to me.
Understood. We'll do our best to remain on her good side.
Never mind her good side. You'd be better off appealing to her bank account. That is what drives her.
Estelle will be waiting at Madame Sauvage's place. I'd say don't keep her waiting, but chances are she won't mind. Girl loves her liquor.
And keep your eyes on the prize. Neon's one big distraction for people like us, so I want you focused. We are one step away from Crix's legacy, and we cannot afford any screw-ups.
You're a maniac with that mission board. Leave some for the rest of us, okay? Kinetics, electrolytes, energy.
So, where to next?
My ship is a pretty big ship. It's a little bit annoying, actually.
A brief history of time. If you find any addition, any at all, I will be your friend like forever.
I've got so many 1x1 habs here to add to my ship's hull. If only this game had armor plating. That way you didn't have to have so many habs just to get ship HP. So stupid.
I must confess, the hum of a grav drive makes me feel alive.
We're away. Whoa! I love the feeling after a perfect jump.
Everything looks clear.
Time to cycle the airlock and move.
Shame the United Colonies built such an impressive ship for battle, instead of using it for exploration.
It's tough not seeing any action. Securing is
There's been rumors of soldiers smuggling personal items into the station. I doubt it. UC Marines are way too disciplined.
You have permission to speak freely. It seems you had quite the eventful mission on your hands. You still have the Crimson Fleet's trust, and you were able to spare lives in the process.
Given that was a UC station, I thought it best not to hurt anyone.
And on behalf of the United Colonies and Commander Natara, I thank you.
I assure you, we'd never harm anyone from the United Colonies without provocation, Commander.
Excuse me, sir. I hate to interrupt, but there's still the matter of the comm spike to discuss.
Yes, of course, Lieutenant. Time is short, and we should get to the matter at hand. Please give me your report.
A cargo ship captain named Juan Dayu helped me get into the station. Will we be arresting her?
That all depends on what you brought back from your mission. Aside from your eyewitness testimony, I assume you have the usual evidence that could lead to her incarceration?
I can take it off your hands once we complete your debriefing, but at the moment, I'm far more concerned about the comm spike.
What do you mean, time is short?
With the acquisition of the Comspike, the fleet is one step closer to Kryx's legacy. And the more people we arrest, the greater the chance that your infiltration is discovered. We're working against the clock here, so let's start by discussing the status of the Comspike.
Delgado and Jasmine Durand working on the Comspike.
Then it's just a matter of time before she reverse engineers it to fit the fleet's purposes. So what does Delgado have you doing next? Has he solved the Bannock 4 problem?
He believes Gender 9 conduction grid in Neon is the key.
The conduction grid?
That's brilliant, but is it actually possible? It's 80-year-old tech. Sorry, sir. The conduction grid is how Neon generates its power. It essentially absorbs lightning strikes and converts it to usable energy. It would take a hell of an engineer to modify the technology to handle Bannock 4's EM field. An engineer, like Jasmine Durand.
That's the case. Inform our contacts on Neon that our operative will be touching down there in the near future.
Absolutely, sir.
And before you depart, I wanted you to know that your efforts are helping us gain interest among my superiors. They're finally beginning to believe that we can take down the Crimson Fleet and make amends for the UC's embarrassing mistake.
What embarrassing mistake?
The fact that our common enemy owes its existence to the United Colonies, of course. It was the riot at the Lock, touched off by Jasper Kryx, that inspired him to create the Crimson Fleet in the first place.
Thanks to your assistance, we'll be able to rectify that mistake, and Mast will authorize an all-out assault.
I hope that means I'm getting a pay rise.
I'll see what I can do. You've certainly gone above and beyond the call of duty. All right, I suppose that's all for now. I'll be looking forward to your next report. Good luck. And please, be careful.
Good to have you back. What can I do for you? What can I do for you?
I have evidence for you.
Excellent. Let me have it, and I'll upload it to our database.
Information about the murder of Madeline LaRue.
We were aware that Miss LaRue was involved with Fergus Wickham. When her body was recovered, SysDef assumed he was the culprit. Sounds like we had it wrong. Should have pinned the murder on this Clay Dietrich perp. Well, we'll have to clear that up. Nice find. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Keep up the good work. I'll be here if you have any more questions.
Everything looks clear.
been rumors of soldiers smuggling.
We're free and clear for flight.
Being able to fly a ship like that,
Now,
that'll be
you're not
so
pestering
cool.
the captain, right, Cora?
Pester? You think I'm a pest?
Oh, never. Poor choice of words. You being nice to the crew, too?
Of course.
So this book collection fund I heard about?
Don't you always say, don't listen to rumors?
Grav jump spinning down. Will you just look at those stars? And we're docking. And complete.
Ma'am, I'm just a courier.
I understand that. I'm not blaming you directly. Dr. Salvato, how long have you been here?
About a year now, Doctor.
And in that year, how many times have we had this conversation about late or missing shipments of supplies?
I believe this is the third time.
Yes, that sounds right. 3 times. I will be making it very clear to your superiors that lives are at stake, and the clinic requires reliable transport. If your company cannot meet our needs, someone else will.
Yes, ma'am. Understood.
Thank you, Dr. Salvato. You may return to your duties.
Need some work done?
Got anything you need to offload? Trade authorities. Looks to me like you've already in.
No matter how much we learn, we're only just barely staying ahead of the curve. Welcome to the clinic. I'm Dr. Darvish, Chief of Medicine. Is there something I can do for you?
Just looking around.
This is hardly the sort of place one comes to sightsee. We have a particular focus on astrovirology here, so the patients we take on tend to have unusual cases that require long-term care, and sometimes require unorthodox or experimental treatments. We have an excellent track record that speaks for itself, but it doesn't leave room for much else. Now, I will not insist that you leave, but if you are intent on looking around, as you put it, please don't interfere with our work, and keep your distance from our patients.
You mentioned astrovirology. What the fuck is that, and how do you say it?
There are hundreds, if not thousands, of new worlds that humanity has set foot on. While many don't host some sort of life, there are more than enough that do. Any one of those worlds could be inhabited by all manner of pathogens, things we've never seen and have no idea how to treat. Someone has to try and stay ahead of what could be a very deadly curve. Here at the clinic, we do our best.
Sounds like a dangerous job. I'm glad I'm wearing a helmet.
You wouldn't be the first to feel that way. There was a time I was mildly offended by it, but I've grown accustomed to it. If it makes you feel more at ease, be my guest.
I'd like to help with your research.
Would you now? Well, I suppose we could always use additional research specimens. The more data we have about what's out there in the settled systems, the faster we can diagnose novel illnesses. In theory, at least. I suppose we could consider you an independent contractor of sorts. Our knowledge of toxins could always benefit from additional examples. If you can collect samples, we'll gladly take them. Take care.
I'm just a nurse. If you need to talk to someone in charge, wrong guy. Is there something I can help you with? You look a bit lost.
Samina sent me. She's concerned about a delivery she arranged with you.
I figured it was only a matter of time before she sent someone, though I was hoping she'd come herself. Look, the price of goods here has gone up. Doubled, tripled even. Did she not even consider a cheaper supplier? She really should.
Find another supplier? I thought you were overcharging to fund your Aurora habit.
Samina told you about that, huh? Well, I get why she'd think that, but that's not it at all. I was trying to nudge her into ending our partnership, using the only language the fleet knows. Creds. It's just, I hear about people getting treated or dying all the time due to run-ins with the fleet. How does it all shake out in the end? I don't know. Either way, it seems like I end up with lives on my conscience.
If you're in a moral dilemma, let me help.
Yeah? Advice from the fleet? I doubt it.
Do you really want your fleet connections exposed? You'd lose your job.
Hey, I've been clean for years, and I have a good reputation here on the clinic. It'd be my words against hers. At this point, it takes some serious evidence for anyone to believe her.
If we get these supplies from you, we don't have to take from those who really need them.
Just because the clinic has supplies to spare now, doesn't mean we won't need them later.
Hand it over, now.
Easy. We're just talking, right? I think you've convinced me. Still, I can't believe I made a deal with the Crimson Fleet. I've stashed the supplies in the storage closet just around the hall. Here's the key. Just try not to let anyone see you. I want to keep this as under the radar as possible.
I'm really not a big fan of this game's persuasion.
Need to make sure those samples get disposed of.
These poor people. I can't imagine suffering from something no one understands. It must be terribly frightening for them.
Get here fast.
Should I warm up the engines?
Separation complete.
Navigational feedback checks out. We're in the right place.
Air pressure, seals, ship integrity, all good.
You, when you have a moment.
Yeah?
Rook. You looking to start something?
At this rate, I'll be out of supplies within the week. Tell me you've got those supplies from Gennady. I'm on the last of my medpacks here.
It took a little convincing, but I handled it.
I knew he'd come around. Bastard owes me big time. I might have to make this a regular thing. At least it's one way to get guaranteed supplies. I only need to determine Gennady's limits. I'd hate to break him.
I can be very persuasive. I'm sure he'd continue to cooperate.
And he'd love every minute of it, right? Well, I'll arrange your payment so you can get out of here. I appreciate the help. These supplies are going to save a lot of lives over the next few months. Medical, recreational, whatever you need. Be careful. I don't have endless supplies, you know.
Last Rook who smiled at me funny, I sewed his mouth shut. Now he laughs the
I
same way
hope you
he
came
was.
with... Now you're speaking. Don't be a stranger.
Please tell me you know. Behold, my random... Whatever. Navis said you were taking on a ton of missions.
I like the initiative.
You might think it's funny, but loyalty's big in the fleet.
I suppose that's it for now.